Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Life of Leo. Today's video, we're going to be cooking some albóndigas, some meatballs basically. So we're going to pick up some items here that we're going to be using to make this meal happen at the local Fred Meyer. You know, since I figured that they don't have any Mexican squash, we're going to be using some of this zucchini squash. I'm gonna pick two of these guys up and bring them home with me for our soup, for our meatballs actually. Let's see. In the meantime, guys and ladies, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit that like notification. Going down over here to the meat section where I'm gonna be, picking out some ground beef for the meatballs. So let's see what our options are here. We also will be needing some rice. I don't need very much. I need about a cup of rice, but I don't think I have any rice at home, so I'm gonna go ahead and buy me some rice. Thinking about getting this one right here, the jasmine rice. We need some rice for the meatballs, so we're gonna be taking that. I'm also gonna be needing some chipotle sauce for this, so I gotta find me some chipotle sauce. Let's see, chipotle sauce right here. Got me the chipotle sauce. We're gonna saute this with some carrots, some zucchini, some tomato, and what else? Some onion, of course. So I'm just gathering all the ingredients that I need, so that way when I get home tonight I have everything with me and I could actually make this meatballs, which in Spanish are called albóndigas, and we're gonna make this happen, guys. So stay tuned for the videos coming up. Of course, there's always a line to check out, but we got to get through it. We're gonna probably go to self-checkout and check out and get back home. But before I do that, I gotta go to the gym and do a little workout. Well guys, we're gonna get back home, and as soon as I get back home, we're gonna probably start the whole process with making this. Now this is the first time I'm gonna make the attempt of making this albóndigas, which are basically meatballs. It's the first time I have ever even made the attempt of making this happen, so wish me luck, and here we go.
sweet modesty. And now do you? My heart cries out perfidia, for I found you the love of my life in somebody else's arms. Your eyes are echoing perfidia, forgetful of our promise of love you shared in another's charms. With a sad lament, my dreams have faded like a broken melody. While the gods of love look down and laugh at what romantic.
Well, guys, this is what I got to share with you with my workout at the gym. Now is time to go home and maybe perhaps start my meatballs, which I've been dying to make happen. So let's go, baby. Push, push, push harder. Push, push. Don't give up. Be a little girl. Just keep pushing. Push, push. I've been working on, just being more consistent at the gym, with life and work and chores at home. It makes it kind of easy, for anyone to fall off, their routine and their discipline when it comes down to the gym. But I'm going to start practicing more of my nutrition part. On my nutrition, I haven't really been on it. I'm not really good at tracking my macros and stuff like that. But I'm going to try this time around for 2026. I've been trying hard, but it's difficult. But this whole Albóndiga thing is kind of, where it's leading to. Just for me to start, consuming more like zucchini and stuff like that, asparagus, stuff that we must be eating to get our nutrition and our healthy fats, from all these meals that we constantly neglect, or I shouldn't say I neglect when it comes down to my fitness goals, which, at the end of the day, it plays a big role. So I should be more aware that I've been slacking on my discipline, guys. But that's where motivation comes in. using 2 pounds of this ground beef to make this meatballs. So let me start with 16 ounces first. Cool. Close enough. 14.5. So we need to make this 16.6. That'll work for me. Yes, sir. And again, I'm gonna make this a 2-pound process, but here's my first pound. This right here will complete my other pound. Well, look at that, man. Another 6.5 of the previous one. I did get a bigger bowl because I am gonna have to, as a matter of fact, throw in there 2 eggs and my seasonings and half a cup of rice. But right now we have another pound there, so let's get to mixing. Well, here's a little fun fact. This cilantro right here, I usually grow cilantro during the summer, and here I am paying like $2 for basically 5 ounces of cilantro. You know, who does that? Well, I guess me, right? I'm also going to be using some baby rainbow carrots. I did originally buy this guy's right here, the chips, but I don't want this carrots over here to go to waste, so I'm going to be using those. You could use Mexican squash, but I decided, well, I didn't really have an option. They didn't have Mexican zucchini. I'm sorry, Mexican squash, I guess is a thing, at the Fred Meyer's. So I'm going with the Mexican zucchini and some Roma tomatoes. Ew, look at that one. That one's kind of ugly, but guess what? We're going to be using it. We also got some garlic here that we're going to be using. Some chipotles, some peppers. We're going to be using some peppers. And we got 2 huevos that we're going to be mixing in with our ground beef, and as well as the seasonings. So let's do it. But before we move forward, this cilantro right here is going to have to get cut into pieces, so I'm going to take care of that. Both these tomatoes and zucchinis, I'm probably just going to slice the zucchini in, slices, and let the carrots be. Oh, almost forgot, I am using these gold potatoes, the little small ones. I'm going to put them in there. Not sure if I'm going to use them all, but I will be using them. So let me cut this cilantro real fast. Cilantro is finally chopped up. It's looking fresh and delightful. Now let's mix it in. Here we go. Let's mix it in. Let's mix it in, baby. Let's go. Come on. Now, guys, the tomatoes right here, I'm gonna leave them as, wedges, chips, whatever. Cut them to slices. And same with the onion. All I did was cut it in half, cut through the middle, and then slit the middle. That way, whoever decides to eat my food still gets the flavors. But if they don't like onions, they can pull them out. Just grab and pull. The same thing with the tomatoes. You don't like tomatoes, you can still pull it right out of the soup. But the proper way of doing this is by dicing it. If you don't mind tomatoes, then go ahead and dice your tomatoes and your onions, and you won't have an issue. But if there is people that don't like it, this is probably the best way to go about it. Over here, I already included my pepper and pink salt. There is the diced cilantro included. I'm gonna go ahead and add the rice to it, half a cup of rice, and then I'm gonna stir. Now we got our 2 huevos right here that I'm gonna be putting into here. So crack them up. Crack your 2 huevos. Oh, this is gonna be fun, guys. Look at this mess, guys. Look at that. Is it really gonna be yummy? I don't know. It's my first time doing it, but we're hoping for the best here. This is a stolen recipe, of course, but it's okay, you know. Everybody at one point stole something. I'm gonna take the day. Alright. That's what it's looking like. Let's go to step 2. Now, I decided that I was gonna make a few bigger meatballs. I think I did about 6. This one's over here, the biggest ones. Then I also decided to make a few smaller ones. Hopefully they don't come apart. I'm really gonna keep my fingers crossed. Like I said, this is my first time developing this meatball recipe, so let's hope it goes well. But these are my meatballs right here, right now. Alright guys, so now we're gonna add some oil to this. Not just any oil. This time I'm using virgin oil right here, olive oil. I usually go with avocado. This is what you want to use, but I mean, who cares really, as long as you're trying to stay away from that corn oil, and you'll be fine. It's a little bit too hot. Let me lower it just a bit. And then we're going to go ahead and dump our onions and tomatoes in there. Can I pause it for a second? Yeah, I'm just giving it a second, you know. It's a little bit hot, so I don't want to make a mess in the stove, so I'm letting it cool down for a second. Alright, well, you know what? Let's give it a go. Let's give it a try. Let's see what happens. Oh, it's not that bad. Let's let that stuff cook in there. Stir it up. Always try to use a wooden spoon, a spatula. You know, don't try to be using anything metal on your pots. It scrapes all the Teflon off your pans and pots. And, you know, you don't want to be eating that stuff, you know. It's good for, you know, cooking, but you don't want to be, like I said, consuming any particle chips off your pans. So try to stick to using wooden stuff in your pots. Now, oops, really disorganized today. I wasn't really ready for this. We're gonna add a few of this chipotle peppers. So, okay, throw it in there, and we're gonna let that cook. And we'll take it from there. It goes after this. Sautés for a little bit. We're going to add 10 cups of water. And I'm going to pick up the heat a little bit to let it saute a little better. And we'll see how it goes. Don't forget to add 2 tablespoons of garlic, which equals out to about, according to this, where is it at? It says, oh, it's on the lid. Right here on the lid it says to refrigerate 1 tablespoon equals about 1 clove of garlic. So I'm going to go ahead and add 2 tablespoons. Nothing wrong with some garlic. Garlic's good for you anyways. You should be eating garlic anyways. So I'm going to eat that. We're going to let it saute with our fruit here. Give it a little stir. And then we'll give it a few minutes. And I'm gonna add the 10 cups of water. So here I have technically not 10 cups of water like I thought I said. I'm gonna do 8 cups of water. I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt just in case I need more water. Then I still have 2 cups of water to play with once I include it into this sauteing tomatoes and onions and chipotle. So let's go ahead and add this 8 cups of water. I'm gonna let that boil for like 10 minutes. But then, at the same time, guys, don't forget to add your 2 tablespoons of chicken bouillon. Okay, let's be generous. I like this flavor anyways. So this 1 spoon. Well, is that technically like 4? Who knows, but throw it in there, guy. Throw it in there, my son. My G. My cook. My everything. My soup maker. Whatever. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for that soupy water on the stove to boil for at least 10 minutes, I went ahead and chopped up my zucchini into, you know, coins, rounds, whatever. And I also included my baby carrots and about a cup of some small gold potatoes that I'm also going to be included in this soup. Can't wait to taste it. It'll be ready in the next 20 minutes. So right now what I'm waiting for is for the water to start boiling. Once this water starts boiling, I'm gonna go ahead and add the meatballs into the water. But I need the water to start boiling. Once that happens, I'm gonna go ahead and cover the balls in the water for at least 10 minutes. After those 10 minutes, I'm gonna throw in my vegetables in the mix for another 10 minutes. This is what I was waiting for. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my meatballs one at a time. Once my meatballs are all in there, I'm going to cover it for 10 more minutes. Meatballs are all inside the pot. Now I gotta wait 10 minutes. It is 10:41 right now. So 10:51, I'll come back over here and squeeze in there all my veggies. Check it out, guys. Check this out. So it's starting to look good. So that's what I was talking about with the onions. That, you know, they're long enough strands for you. If you don't like onions, you could just pull them out and still get the benefits and flavor out of the onion. Just pull the onions out if you don't want them. The tomatoes, yeah, you can still probably get away with pulling some tomatoes out. Now we're gonna add the vegetables. Dun, 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 dun. There it goes. Now we're gonna give it another 10 minutes. And like I said, it is now 10:53. We're coming back at 11:03. Well, guys, it's been long enough. Just give this a try. It smells delicious. Actually, it's pretty loud. It smells pretty good. I mean, it smells pretty good. Now let's hope it tastes pretty good. Like I said, I never had this before. So let's give it a shot. Get some of that juice. And of course, my mouth is watering right now, guys. Of course, gotta have some tapatio, you know. We're gonna add some tapatio. Let me taste it, you know, without a tapatio. Could definitely taste chipotle, the garlic, the seasonings. Can't taste the salt, of course, but that's fine. You know, we don't want it to taste salty. You know, you don't want your balls to be salty. You know, you want it to be just right. But anyways, let's add a little bit of tapatio. I'm pretty sure it's gonna give it a better taste. The meatball part. Cheers. That's what it looks like. Looks pretty good. It tastes pretty good. Overall, guys, I think I nailed it. Cheers again. The sauce. I mean the soup juice. So yummy, man. Try to make this at home so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna post the ingredients, of course, somewhere on this video, maybe on this side of the screen. Regardless, I'm gonna share the recipe of how I completed this amazing soup right here, which tastes delicious to me. Look at that. Some potatoes still cooking in there. Look at the size of those meatballs right there, man. Well, guys, with that said, we're going to continue to cook this meatballs. I'll probably shut it off now, but that said, guys, don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, comment with any other recipes that you might have on how to make meatballs, or anything that you would like to see me perform in the future. I gotta buy me a chef apron, you know, since I'm gonna start cooking too. Peace out.